Hello, Taurus. This is your reading for the week of June 8th, or when you hear it and it resonates, and it's not going to be for every Taurus. Taurus, the first thing that started happening as I was preparing to do this reading earlier today was I heard divine power coming online, and that's what it feels like for you. It really feels as though you have elevated yourself to a point where you are really experiencing at a visceral level a connection to the bigger elements that we associate with Earth. So not just the building, the constructing, but really the sacredness of it. And that is going to be changing things for you in a very real way. What you might be noticing, Taurus, is that as this higher energy is really coming online with you, what it's doing, I'm hearing this now for the first time, that it's waking up desires and it's waking up dreams that you haven't known you had. And the dreams might not be really specific, I want to paint a mural at a major art gallery. It might be specific in terms of, it might be more general, in other words, of I wish to feel totally free, or I want to dive into being more athletic. We don't really know what it's going to be, but it feels to me as though this is something that's going to wake up in you, that's going to connect to, it really does feel connecting to wisdom, ancient wisdom that you have carried forward with you. And what I'm hearing is that you have very often been the keeper of the secrets. You have been the keeper, and maybe in your life, but certainly in terms of at a cosmic level, what I'm feeling, what I'm hearing is you have been the keeper of the secrets. You have been the keepers of the wisdom. And as I'm saying that, I'm looking at this and I'm going, oh, I'm seeing shamans, I'm seeing witches, I'm seeing healers, I'm seeing people from different cultures who have lived this within the process of their karmic incarnations, and that what you are bringing with you, many of you are bringing this kind of wisdom. And it may not be logical wisdom, but it might be logical wisdom because you're very good at that. You're very good at a critical path thinking, formulating things logically. That's one of the reasons why you're able to create structures and create formats that are long-term. But as your new desires come, you might be noticing old structures around you breaking down. Now, it might be in terms of connections, jobs, it might be your car. It might be things that are tangible material things, or they might be psychological structures that you've lived with. What you're being told here, my dears, is this. As this divine energy is coming online, you're probably going to be experiencing, or you possibly will be experiencing a rush of energy. And while the first time I saw it, it was fiery energy. It's not specifically fire, but it is related to what's moving through the nervous system. Now, it might be Kundalini energy, but it isn't necessarily Kundalini energy. This might simply be aspects of your consciousness now, because you have this rush of energy, connecting to the wisdom that you've carried with you at a soul, at a spirit level. This is far more detailed and beautiful than I thought it was earlier today. What you're being told, my dears, is this. Is if this energy is feeling really overwhelming to you, you might experience it as intense emotions. And depending upon where your energy has been in balance or out of balance, you might notice it more. Say, for example, you might notice your circulatory system if your airfield has been really out of balance. You might notice it in your digestion if your fire has been really out of balance. And you might notice it within the physiological, but also within the psychological or emotional aspects that those elements relate to. So if this is happening, please know that you are awakening. And this is your way of, your soul's way of bringing you into a new elevation and into a new experience of yourself that is really linked to your spiritual self and far less your personality self. Now, why is this relevant and why is this happening for Taurus? Well, we look at the earth chakra, and Taurus is earth, that's the root chakra, and we look at that within the polarity therapy model based on the Ayurvedic system largely, is that that is also where our ego is structured, is within the earth system. Earth deals with all structures. And as an earth sign, you can have very strongly defined personalities. Again, with the earthy qualities to it, as opposed to, say, a Leo that has a very strongly defined personality, but with the fiery qualities. So here we go. As this starts to change, as your experience of the nature of the earth element changes, expands, broadens, becomes more elevated and linked to the sacred, whatever the personality aspects that were connected to the old you, the old life, the old view, those things may be changing. And as that changes, your physiology and your personality might go through some, I want to say shocks, like little, and I don't even mean like shock, I mean like shock. Oh, what's going now? What's happening with my body now? What's happening with my mind now? Of course, if there's anything going on with your body at all, and you're at all insecure, you don't just chalk it up and go, well, that must just be my energy. You check yourself out and you be safe, okay? But what you're being told here is angels are everywhere for you. Angels are everywhere. The difference is now you're starting to see them and feel them and trust and act as though they're there. Experiment and let go. The letting go, let go of remorse, let go, if you're feeling badly about something or you have regrets, check in. Do you need to make reparation? And if not, then that's fine. Allow yourself to let go of that mental loop. And that's important because that's really connected to the old personality. So what you're being told is it's time for you to really take into account what is good for you to let go of in terms of your own self-perception and your own limitations, and that you're free to experiment. You're really getting the experimentation card. You're free to experiment and know that there's no right or wrong, which you can sometimes, especially in the past, have leaned into things being quite black and white. This whole new change can bring up gray areas and surges of energy, physically and emotionally, that you might find a little uncomfortable. If you can, remember that this is part of the evolutionary process for you, and you can look forward to it, then this is going to help you an awful lot. Again, you're being told angels are everywhere. And this is... it's time for you to dream, my loves. That is the last card that you get to finish this off. Dreaming. Dreaming is an act of creation. Our most life-enhancing dreams are our minds or spirits speaking to us about potential and fulfillment for the kind of life that our personalities and egos have limited. Is this not perfect? So dream big, dream in Technicolor, dream rich and full and affluent in all things. My dear Taurian friends, this is exciting. Stand strong, embrace yourself, hold you together with the help of the angels, and dream big. Much love. Take care.